Earlier this year we built a raised koi pond in our garden. All was going to plan. We'd introduced most of the fish and we were really happy with how it turned out. But then, disaster struck. So we first noticed there might be a problem when we got back from fishing to find the water level of the pond had gone down, maybe an inch or so. But it was also quite warm, so it could have just been evaporation. A couple of days later, came down in the morning, looked out to the pond and it was pretty much half empty. There was water all across the patio flowing underneath the fence, and it had actually flooded our neighbour's garden as well, which I had to run round and apologise to her. Luckily, the old pond was still running round the corner, so we were able to catch the fish out of here quickly and move them into the old pond, meaning that we could save our fish. But then the long process of figuring out what had gone wrong and how to fix it had to begin. After a close inspection, we noticed a number of small holes in between the wooden sleepers, and eventually we spotted the culprit: woodworms, which are the larvae stage of wood-bearing beetles.
That tiny creature there is what has caused all these problems.
Strangely, these woodworms not only had nibbled holes through the wood, but also the plastic liner, creating leaks in the pond. These can cause havoc in wooden structures, so the pond was to be taken apart. The last thing you want is for these creatures to spread into your house. We've got to build a new pond.
We've got to build it all again.
A whole new pond.
All the wood again, brand new wood, liner.
Everything again.
We're just going to do it all again.
Start from scratch.
Yeah.
As well as the pond disaster, I also had a bit of an issue with my pizza oven that I built a few years ago. It completely collapsed during the winter. I promise it wasn't down to my terrible building work. I think it might have been. I have rebuilt it again. Well, a couple of my friends came round in the spring and gave me a hand, and we put it back together. But I'm quite impressed actually. I dated it, so when the people of the future in thousands of years' time come to Earth and they want to do some historical archaeology, they might dig up this and they'll be like, oh, okay, it was built in 2021. Wait, hang on a minute. Your last pizza oven you built,
yeah,
lasted less than a year. What makes you think this one will still?
Nah, this one I did differently. I did so many layers, and it's super strong. This is gonna last well into the 25th century. The pond filled up with water and we made the finishing touches. This time we really hoped no worms were living in the wood. Anyway, it was time to start introducing the fish from our old pond into the new one.
Fish number one.
By doing this over the course of a few weeks, it allows the filter bacteria to mature, which stabilises the water and keeps it safe for the fish.
Oh, there we go.
What she's going into is a very green pond at the moment. Well, we've got her up on the surface now. Now I just got to get her scooped up in the sock.
Oh, look at that.
And she's going to be a heavy girl. Right, here we go.
Oh.
Towards the end of our pond building project, a company called AWASA got in touch. If you are interested in fish keeping, if you've got tanks of your own ponds, you will have heard of them. They got in touch and basically supplied us with a skimmer for the pond. We were getting some problems with the leaves from our wisteria tree falling in the water, and that skimmer cleans them off straight away before they sink into the pond and clog up the filters and whatnot. And I can clean that skimmer out really easily. I do that every couple of weeks. That keeps the pond nice and clean. As well as that, they've also helped us out with our tropical tank. A lot of you have been asking, how's the tropical tank doing? We've had quite a few problems with
green algae that keeps growing on the glass, but we just clean that off. When people come around our house and we sit down on the sofa and stuff, people spend most of their time looking at the fish tank rather than talking to us. But yeah, it's looking good. The only frustrating thing about this tank, which I was getting quite annoyed with, was the old filter we had in the cupboard. We would have put it just next to the tank like a normal person would, but we put it in the cupboard because it was so noisy. We'd used soundproofing all around that cupboard to try and silence the annoying vibrations. AWASA sent us a Biomaster 750. It's quiet enough, which means that it doesn't disturb us and isn't annoying, but also meant that we could put the heater inside it, because it has a compartment for a heater, meaning we don't have to have the heater inside the tank. I think it makes it look cleaner, more minimal, simple. But yeah, that's enough of me waffling about my fish tank. I love my fish tank, it's very important to me. Alex, on the other hand, loves his vegetables, so we should probably go and have a look at his carrots.
It's grown quite a lot over the past few weeks and months.
Have you got much actual food from it though? Like for the amount of work that you've had to put in?
So far, no, but I anticipate in a month or two's time, when everything ripens, we will have too many potatoes and we'll have too many onions.
So they haven't all been eaten by slugs then?
No, they haven't. Over here, we've got all my potatoes. If you scrape back the soil, you can actually see the tubers, so which is a good sign, shows they're growing. But unfortunately, some of them have also been eaten by slugs. But yeah, it's mind-blowing when you've watched a garden go from middle of winter all the way to midsummer. There's so much change, and I've never really noticed it ever before, but now that I've actually been involved with growing stuff and seeing things happen throughout the season, it's really cool. And
why are they called beds? Like, why are they called vegetable beds? Because do the vegetables sleep in them?
No, they're sunbeds.
Oh yeah, like tanning beds.
They sunbathe in them.
Ah.
Yeah. But yeah, it's all come to life. Everything's growing, and I'm quite pleased actually. Anyway, should we talk about something else now?
Oh, that looks good.
Yum.
Wow, that was smooth.
That is brilliant.
Is it really though?
It is actually, yeah.
Better than what you'd buy at the shop?
Probably the same. But we grew here, so it's better.
Yeah. We should set up a Carlax farm shop.
Let us know if you think we should have a page on our website, which is
vegetables.
It
should go
carrots,
stickers,
yeah,
caps, posters,
strawberries.
merch, and then strawberries. You see that, Alex?
It's a squirrel.
We've also got a robin somewhere.
We've got robins nesting in the climber on the side of the house. In fact, this year we've had two sets of robins' nests, one around the side. They nested in a plastic bag.
Yeah.
Wow, that's crazy.
And they're successful as well. They made loads of babies.
They had babies. They flew away. I actually got some shots of the fledglings. Where did he go?
Mate, my fish is so hungry.
Because my bedroom is just up there. In the night, sometimes I hear Charlie jump out or slurping.
So you get to hear the cart boshing in the garden.
It's like I'm at a lake.
Look at it go. We should probably feed it. Anyway, the squirrel's still there. Feeding time. See, I've been trying to get the other fish to feed from my hand as well, but it's only Charlie that will do it.
The small ones don't come over. They're not as confident, are they?
I've tried so many times. I've kept my hand really still and tried to get the little ones to feed out my hand, but they just won't. Only Charlie will take pellets out of my hand.
It could be because Charlie is like 4 times the size of all the others, and it
so it's greedier?
Well, no, it just knows that nothing's going to try and attack me. It feels confident because it's big and it's not going to be eaten by predators.
So you're saying the size makes it?
I think so, because I was out the other day watching badgers, and they're big animals. They know that nothing really is going to try and attack them, and I was only a few meters away and they weren't scared of me. Well, this is the filming setup tonight. I'm going to be sitting in my hammock until hopefully quite late tonight. with the camera rolling on the badger set. I really want to see them. And the days are at their longest now, so I guess I have quite a high chance of seeing them in the daylight. I've just seen a badger. It's just come out of the hole. Oh wow. Yeah, the badgers weren't scared at all until I shone my phone light on them. And then they got a bit freaked out, but that's understandable.
So they knew you were there, right?
I mean, they must have done. Their smell is really good, and I smell a lot. So they would have known I'm there.
Oh dear. So essentially, I am obsessed with fish, and everything that I do revolves around fish. Everything I'm interested in pretty much revolves around fish. Alex is quite different to me. He'll just get loads and loads of interest in lots of different things, and that's why he finds himself out in the woodlands, which is not a bad place to be honest.
It's the best place to be. Look at the colour on those trees. That's ridiculous.
It's cool though. It's seriously cool to just be able to take some food, put your hand in the water, and your fish comes and just feeds out of your hand. I find it amazing. So that is an insight into the things we've been up to recently. We have more fishing videos coming soon, more aquatic fish keeping related stuff as well. I'm visiting some ridiculous koi ponds, which are just beautiful, and I can't wait to share that with you guys. And of course, coming up soon on the channel is gonna be more Carl versus Alex, trying to find out which of us is the best brother in the world. So yeah, look out for that coming soon. See ya, bye.